Today we are going to paint a bouquet of tulips in a vase. Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch, watercolor artist, teacher and a book author. Welcome to my studio. So let's first find place for our bouquet. I suggest it would not be higher than this. The vase will be around here, and the vase will be almost up to the middle of the whole construction, like this. Let's find the center of the vase. Pretty easy composition, so I just place everything in the middle, a little bit tilted towards us. Draw an oval on the top, and the rest, the mess, they'll be with the flowers. So we can set up the future shape of the flowers, but of course some flowers will go a little bit outside of the vase. Some flowers will be smaller, some will be a little bit higher. So just mapping out the future composition, the future bouquet, so it will be just much easier for me to paint once it's all getting wet. Something like this. Now let's lighten up pencil marks and let's paint. I will use Crimson Lake and Permanent Red as my main color for tulips. I dilute my red and then I just look at my reference and I will start painting right away from the tulips. Flat brush strokes. I'm just use my brush and paint it rather flat, almost in parallel with the paper. And I can add a couple of details with the tip of the brush. And another tulip. Sliding your brush. And then organizing the brush strokes. Leave some space around. These tulips are half open, that makes their shape more cone-like. Some details. Sliding again. Just pick up one petal which you are certain how it is located, and arrange the rest in very simple way, so to say. Now I would like to also add Permanent Red, lighter, nice for the variety. Some of tulips are more on the sunlight, we can see through them a little bit, therefore it's nice to add some variety to the colors. A little bit of yellow. This one, you see, the background petals are darker than the front ones, so I just try to imitate, to follow what I see. I want to correct this shape a little bit more, like this. Couple of darker brush strokes. The paper is still wet, that allows me to add more value, contrast. The more variety you're able to create with your brush, with the tip of the brush, the more intricate, the more interesting it will look. And I would like to add a touch of yellow to this one. It's on the very top. Sun shines through the petals. Same this one. I can also lift a little bit paints around to create nice, interesting variety. Now let's paint the greenery part. I have some olive green on my other plate. If you don't, you can mix Viridian of Tallow Green, my favorite color for all the mixes, and for example raw sienna. Get this nice fresh greenery touch. Starting from the tip of the brush, I hold my brush about 45 degrees to the paper. I start with the tip of the brush and I apply pressure on my brush. When it touches the flower, I release the pressure, and then again. For now, I bring all the greenery to the border of the vase. I don't paint stems right now. We will be back there later. Remember about variety in the mixes. Sometimes you can add a little bit more of yellow or a little bit more of Viridian for the variety. And sometimes even it's nice to add a little bit of ultramarine blue, especially when we paint a little bit shady parts. And under the buds create a lot of shade. No need to recreate everything from the reference, but general idea, main heroes. If you can spot some of the most catchy details, that will be enough. A little bit more of yellow, more bright. Once you add yellow, it will automatically add feeling of sunlight coming through, like this. Sometimes it's nice to leave paper, more dry brush strokes, like this. Now let's move on to the vase. The vase has two parts, one part without water and one part with water. Firstly, let's organize a little bit our vase. Just a drop of ultramarine blue mixing with what I already have, but super diluted. And I will leave this rib untouched. I want to keep it very light. And now I just add some colors around the border of the vase, more on the blue side, like this. And I think I will go with more bright and yellow on the other side. It feels lighter on the right side, therefore I switch to more yellowish. The bottom of the vase, has a thicker glass, thicker structure, so I add a little bit of heaviness, bold paints in it, some touches of ultramarine blue. Now let's paint water. Water, it's very tempting to paint water in blue, right? But what we see on the picture, it's very warm color, so I mix a little bit of my red, permanent red, with everything I have on the plate. Something like this. So we set up our vase. So with my bluish greenish mix, I will go under the rib. I'm not touching the top of the vase. I wash my brush, I dry it with a paper towel, soften all these thing down. I would like to add a touch of bluish color right here. Now let's paint stems. I will switch to a smaller brush. Same idea, same greens. Imagine where the stem goes, and then step a little bit aside, and then paint it down, paint paint it down. They're overlapping, they're changing the colors. We can't identify each and every stem, but we can set up the direction of how they go there, and they tends to create this cone shape. So just try to recreate that. Now we have this water ring around, and underneath of the water all stems, they look bigger and they shifted a little bit from side to side. So you basically repeat everything in slightly different way. If you would like to learn painting watercolor with me, I invite you to join my watercolor courses. You will find the link in the description. Now let's place our vase on some surface. It has, what I see, it has a little bit of green on the top and beige in the bottom. Add my red. Let's see how it all. So I have some surface table around, very light, but it's lighter on one side and darker on the other side because of the reflection. Now, as a final touch, let's add more delicate strokes to the vase and fill in our vase with more and more and more of greenery. I would like to add a bit of a contrast to this water pot, a little bit, and set up this oval around. Just a couple of brush strokes, but see how it all changes. And let's have a look. Maybe a bit more heavier touch on one side, and our tulips in vase are ready. Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you enjoyed the process. I'm looking forward to know what would you like to paint next. See you soon. Bye bye.